If you ever found yourself wondering what exactly an influencer is, we've got you. Influencer Marketing Hub defines an influencer as someone who has the power to affect the purchasing decisions of others because of their authority or audience. But unlike actors in TV commercials, influencers actively engage with that audience. Influencers have built a reputation for knowledge and expertise, and the people who interact with them trust that reputation. Not just some people, mind you, a lot of people. Here's Qianna Smith Bruneteau, founder of the American Influencer Council.
We take a step back and we just understand how many people are using social media. There's I think the number is 4.89 billion people are using social media. And according to the UN, the global population is 8 billion. So more than half the world is on social media. So that just goes to show you the scale of how we are interconnected. And then if you think about how creators are influencing the communication chain and the communication landscape, you're turning to creators when you travel, I think, or when you are, shopping for trends or, any type of lifestyle. Creators are acting as educators. They're also providing entertainment. I think TikTok has changed the way people are consuming media and are competing with, with television consumption. So social media, even YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, we are on our phones. And creators are influencing, the digital landscape and are really acting as advertisers.
Now, a lot of people assume influencers have these big, massive followings, but that's not always the case. Mega influencers do have huge followings on social. Now, there's no specific number here, but usually these are the people with at least 1 million followers. Then you have macro influencers. They have between 500,000 and 1 million followers. Then, of course, we have micro influencers with a specific niche audience, usually between 10 and 50,000 followers. And these are the most common of the bunch. And a lot of them produce on social media, podcasts, blogs, or some combination of them. There are at least 50 million people participating in this industry, and all of these people are contributing to the creator economy with an estimated value of, get this, over $16 billion in 2022.
Linktree did a study last spring in Q2 that evaluated the size of the space of over 200 million people recognize themselves as creators. That's a lot of people, and more people are entering this trade. And how do they navigate it? There's not necessarily a roadmap. And I think it's really important to have business resources, to have a support structure when you're starting out, because there's a lot of different things as a business that you need to learn. That there is where do you start? How do you contract? How do you get your EIN number? When do you file your quarterly taxes? How do you pitch to brands? There's so much in this landscape. And business contact. There are things that can make or break your career. And we're really about longevity and looking at this industry and in this space as this is what I've decided to do as a profession and being recognized as a small business owner.
And while the business side is, let's face it, a lot less fun than, say, a viral TikTok, she says it's still a very important part of the job influencers need to understand in order to be successful.
Creators were not necessarily disclosing how they were being compensated by brands. And I think consumer trust is really paramount for any business, and it's critical to your growth. And I think it's also important for young people to understand that when you are compensated, disclosing that is a positive thing. It's a positive thing to recognize that you're being paid for the work that you're doing. That concept, wasn't necessarily truly embraced in the early days of influencer marketing. I think that we have come a tremendous way in terms of how creators are disclosing, being more intentional, brands, having correct language in their contracts, but there's still an uphill battle with having the right tools and the right messaging. And there is no real consistency from one platform to the next. There is no standard way for how we disclose paid content. So I think there is a lot of work that still needs to be done.